We are live. We are live. Yes, sir. Oh, I forgot to close it. Oh, you good? You got some wine. Oh, really? Okay. That's Khalid. That's the guest speaker. Hey, who is this, man? Who is, dude? This is dope right here. Who is this? Oh, really? Oh my gosh. I gotta I gotta ask Siri who this is. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna see if my headphones can pick it up. Siri, who am I listening to? Got it. No, I got it. I picked it up. It's called Soulful by LN. I don't even know, man. It's got apostrophes all through it. All right, we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, Khalid is on. You can go ahead. I'm gonna tell him to get on log on. What's up, everybody? You guys know. Boom. You know what time it is. I don't know if you guys can hear this live, but I got the time playing. That's my intro music. Morris Day, if you're listening, if you hear me, holla at your boy. Baby, cause you're so fine. 77793. Hey, you guys, you're listening to the 1921 radio show. Facebook family. Oh, we've got some exciting news. A lot of things coming up with 1921 co-working, 1921 incubator, and 1921 radio. So much, so much, so much. Let me see where my guest is coming on. Hmm. If you smack, hey. Baby, let me love you, love you. Wow. I don't know why my guest is not on. Oh. All right, let's see here. Shoot. Hold on. Can you hear me? Clear. Can you hear me? Clear, clear. Can you hear me on the stream? So you can hear me, but I can't. I don't know why you're not on. I don't believe this. Hey, I tell you what, why don't you log off and then come back on? See if that'll help. Okay, we can go ahead. WVON family, hey, this is James Parker, and I am grateful to be back in the seat on the 1921 radio show. You are live with the 1921 radio show. Uh, uh, hey, listen, the 1921 radio show is named after. I'm sorry, that's the time. I love the time. I grew up in that time. What's up, everybody watching on Facebook on WVON? 773-591-1690. 773-591-1690. That is the number to call in. We're going to be talking about mental health. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and man, do we have a lot to unpack. Every month, we're going to be talking about mental health, being aware of it, but not just being aware of it, but what are some solutions? Next week, we're going to be talking about teen suicide, and we have a very, very special guest coming on, who's incredible. She has an app that's going to help our young people, anyone really, but our young people. So that's next week or next Thursday, and then the following after that, I just ran into this incredible brother. I'm hoping to get him on the show. He wrote a book about this, and so hopefully we can get him on. I just ran into him in the studio here, man. So we're gonna really get into this because I feel like it's something that our community needs. Every community needs it. Let's just be honest. Every community needs it. I have a very special guest tonight, but before I get into that, a little bit about 1921. What is 1921? 1921 Radio is under the umbrella of 1921 Co-working and Incubator. And basically, what that means is 1921 Co-working Incubator is the first tech and manufacturing incubator on the south side of Chicago that's opening this summer. We've been trying to open, but y'all just don't know. The struggle has been crazy, but we're getting there, which I'm excited about. We launched apps, right? Apps and startups, and we launched these in the community so that the jobs stay in the community. Right. The goal is that people who live in their own community can walk to work, take one small short bus ride or a short Uber or bicycle to work in their own community. So those communities rise. That is part of our mission of 1921. 1921 Radio is designed to help small businesses and connect businesses with the community in any way we can. And not just businesses, all aspects. And I got a very exciting news. I can't say it yet, but it's coming next week. But that's what 1921 is. So I thank everyone for listening. I thank everyone for participating, calling in, and everything like that. And we have a very special guest. We're trying to get him on live. Only your friends can see you. What? Please make your video go open for public viewing. Okay, I don't know how to do that. All right, so apparently only my friends can see me. We need everybody watching this. And yes. Khalid, what's up, baby boy? Man, I'm doing great. I'm trying to figure out. I got to get you on this video real quick. Hold on, real quick. Can you log on? All right, hold on, real quick. Just want to see. All right, WM family, give me one quick second if it's working. No, not yet. Man, I don't know what's going on. Yep. Yeah, they can hear you on the phone. The audience can hear you on the phone because you called in. No. You're all good. You're all good. WVM family and Facebook family. We're working on some technical difficulties, but I want to introduce an incredible guest tonight. I've known Khalid, man, for many, 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 many years, and we both share a passion of working with youth. And so read a little bit about Khalid. All right, Khalid B. Scott is a BS, MSW, LCSW, CADC, CODP-I, C/SWHC, CWEL, and I don't know what these are, but the brother is bad. LPHA, BMW, what else? TIP, has a social work career spanning over 30 years, 3 decades, and the recipient of over 20 social service related awards. Currently, he's a licensed clinical social worker, substance use disorder specialist at Department of Veterans Affairs, and in private practice with international high achievers, providing psychosocial individual, family, and marriage therapies. Khalid is also a contractual trainer and college lecturer at UNC Mitchell, Adler School of Psychology, California State University, Columbia. I'm just going to say all over the country, okay? Khalid has been an administrator in specialized foster care, mental health, and substance use disorder programs. Khalid received his BS in Corrections and Criminal Justice from CSU and MSW from UIC Jane Addams College of Social Work. Khalid, who's a single father and a great father, let me just throw that out there because I've seen it, and in his spare time mentors both adults and youth. A member of APHIA fraternity, and provides social work, clinical-based Zoom in-person trainings, workshops, and is a motivational speaker for various Chicagoland forums and self-empowerment events. Khalid is a published author in 7 books, has appeared on several TV talk shows as a featured guest clinician as well. That's my boy Tori. Okay. Hey, look, Khalid, everybody's getting online except you. We got to figure this out, bro. We got to figure out how to get you on. I got Tori. I got Salida. We got to get. So you may have to log off of not the phone, but the video part, and log back on. I got to get you on here. As well as appeared on multiple radio talk shows like 1921 Radio Show, newspaper, Times, and magazines, Ebony Jet. Khalid is a 10-time award-winning veteran serving 9.5 years. Thank you for your service, brother, combined in both the U.S. Army and Illinois Army National Guard. And his tagline is "Be phenomenal." Let me just tell you, we got a great guest on. May is Mental Health Awareness, and we are going. There he is. Can I see him? Can I see Khalid Scott? Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, Tori. There he is. Yes. Now, all right. Oh, great. Now I got all right. You can't hear me? You can't hear me? All right. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. All right. So let's make sure, Clay, your volume's up. Yeah, it's not even registering on here. Yeah, you can still. Yeah. Did you call in? Did you hang up or no? Oh, are you on your phone? Oh man, WVN, bear with this because this is a very important conversation we're doing here. Okay, so are you on your laptop on the live stream or your phone? Okay, so yeah, you won't be able to do both. Yep, you won't be able to do both. Right. So either call in and let's use your laptop, for the link. Can we do that? Is that cool? No problem. Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna talk you up some more, bro. So when you look at mental health and Khalid's gonna come with some statistics. Again, next week we're gonna talk about youth and mental health, and mental health and suicide. Our youth are taking their lives at an alarming rate. And again, we're going to share about that next week. But even now, when we look at mental health issues and mental health and the things that are affecting, we just came out of COVID. We just had one of the craziest times with COVID, and now here we are. Oh, there we go. I was trying to make sure I'm on live on Facebook. And now here we are, semi-post-COVID, if you will. And we're still dealing with mental issues and things that are affecting the world, and primarily things that are affecting of the African American community. And so what we want to be able to do is this month, we're going to bring on individuals who are professionals in mental health. I mean, I don't know how many more license and certifications that Khalid you can get, bro. But I don't know, man. But I love it though. I love the fact that you're doing it, because what it does is it allows us to be able to talk about these things. And so I put it on Facebook. Please, please, please call in if you have any questions. And Khalid, you may have to log off on your phone off Restream and then log back on your laptop. Okay, good. There. Oh, that's the man right there. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, there he went. There he went. All right, we got to bring him back. We got to bring him back. All right. So, um, okay, no problem. No problem. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. But mental health is huge. I know. Let's see here. At my job right now, the company I work for, they give us, I think it's 5 mental health days in a work year, that we're able to take if we just need a break, if we need a mental break, if we need to just whatever we need to do, we can take 5 minutes. And as you know, this wasn't even a thing years ago. It was almost like, look, you just got to deal with it. And I think when we look at the makeup and how we're made, I know for me, I just figured I just got to push through. It's very rarely, and I get a chance to talk when I'm dealing with an issue. But if we don't take that time to kind of just sit back and say, how am I doing? Right? How am I doing mentally? How am I doing physically? And how all these things play into our mental health. I think having athletes of late just really sharing what they're dealing with. I mean, we saw this in the NBA with Ben Simmons. We saw this in the NBA with Andrew Wiggins. We saw this in the NBA with Kevin Love, and we also see that people deal with it differently. Andrew Wiggins back, you would never think that anything happened. Kevin Love still deals with issues, but he's playing. Ben Simmons was never able. We're not saying he won't be able to, but Ben Simmons was never able to get back in that mental state of mind where he's playing basketball. And Khalid, I'm glad you're on so we can talk about this. Not just the athletes, obviously, but just mental health in and of itself. And what does that mean? I know we had you on the video for a second. Are you coming back on video or? All right. Just up and running. No problem. All right, Khalid, go ahead, man. What is, first of all, tell I know I shared everything about you, but tell everybody Khalid, who Khalid Scott is, and then let's get into what mental health is. Awareness. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes. Mm. Okay. Wow. Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Khalid. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Yes. Wow. Yes. Yep. Yeah. And what's interesting is that Khalid, is like I said, here's how guys tend to deal with things, right? I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out on my own, right? I saw a really cool TikTok, where a woman was, she was giving some kind of relationship advice or whatever, and she says, "Hey, ladies, when your guy is just sitting there thinking he's not ignoring you, or when he's sitting there, he's not talking, he's not ignoring you, he's figuring things out. You know what I mean? That's just how his makeup is. He's trying to figure it out. He's trying to come with a solution. That's just how men are created. I mean, we are providers, and we figure out things. We try to, right? And sometimes, and I, and I'm just full disclosure. I mean, even working with being an entrepreneur, I've had to deal with ups and downs, right? I mean, you think things are going good, you're working with people who look like only to find out they don't even care, right? And I got to give a big ups to Kevin Davenport of the Ideal Candidate and Thunderstrike, because I was going through it after I met with a guy for a grant who basically said I was going to get it, excited. I mean, it was enough that 1921 would have been open and launched and everything, right? In 2021. Okay. Told me what to do. I did all the stuff he said to do. We had a conversation. Hey, what are the next steps? Hey, James, you're doing great. I want to get you the full $800,000 so you can hit the ground sprint. I mean, everything, right? This is in December. January, I followed up. The email was as cold as ice saying, "We're not making any investments. Sorry, I couldn't be of any more help." And it affected me more than I thought could. You know what I mean? Can you hear me? Whoa, excuse me. There we go. I think we got my man. There he goes. There he goes. All right, Khalid. You got to call. Okay, you got to call back in on your phone. Okay.
Oh, I do?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, got to do double. Yep. We're gonna fix it in a minute.
Okay.
But but I had, unbeknownst to me, I was dealing with a little bit of depression, mental, pain over this incredible letdown after being led on, right, for my company. Thinking, hey, now we're about to have an impact in the community. And I didn't realize it. You know, my friend's like, "You all right, man?" I'm like, "I'm good." I just laugh it off. I go work harder. I go do something. And my friend and Kevin, colleague, business owner, um,
This is
angel
career.
investor, was like, "Yep, there we go." Was like, "Man, you can't afford to do that, bro. You can't afford to do it. Get over it." It really pumped me up and got me out of that, right? And he has no idea. But we need those people in our lives that we can just go and talk. Another guy that I talked to is Ted Williams. All right, Ted is an actor, a drunk professor over at Kennedy King in political science, and we call each other, feed off each other. And he has no idea. He'll call me to get kind of a boost. Little does he know that that's a boost for me as well. But when we look at how many men have other men that they can go and talk to and be vulnerable with, you know, how those are some things that we're able, if we can get that, or being able to talk to your significant other, girlfriend, spouse, mate, whatever. Oftentimes, especially singles, they don't have that person to talk to, And so, how do we know when to be aware, if you will? It's called mental health awareness. How are we supposed to be aware of mental health?
Okay, well, the thing is with anything that with mental health is that it's about how you effectively deal with things, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And if something is going on with you that's abnormal, right? Or something that's changing your perspective, or something is causing you to act out of your norm.
Gotcha.
Then those are the initial signs that something's going on. Also, there's always family history. So, so think about the TV show Empire, right? Remember the eldest son, Dre, he had bipolar, right? And if you watch that series, right, in its fullness, you found out later on that Lucius's mom, which would have been Andre's grandmother, she had bipolar and schizophrenia as well. So it can happen, through hereditary, right?
Okay.
And then it's also it can be caused by a trauma in your life, right? And then the number one mental disorder is depression, right? And somebody might say, well, what's the difference between depression and having the blues, right? Having the blues is, you know what? I'm gonna go and get some wine. I'm gonna go and listen to some Sade, and I'm gonna cry it out. But I'm gonna get back to normal. Take a shower, and I'm gonna get back to myself.
Yeah.
Well, depression is a beast. It's a demon, and it likes taking hold of you, right? And it says to you that I want you to be sad. I want you to not have faith. I want you to lay under the covers and eat a whole pint of Baskin Robbins, right? And you can't shake it off. You can't shake it off. And that's when we need to go and get evaluated, right? Because one of the things that we do is we kind of self-evaluate ourselves, or we have people who say, well, you know what, Uncle Walter be acting kind of different. So, I think he got that bipolar syndrome. No, you cannot be, regular people cannot diagnose you. You have to come and see a professional, right?
Yeah.
To have an evaluation and to be tested in order to know that if you have a diagnosis. And this book right here, the DSM-5, this is a clinician's Bible.
Okay.
So in this thick book is that you have to meet a certain criteria in order to have a diagnosis. So say if I'm saying, wow, James, there's some things going on with you. You acting kind of special, brother. I suspect you have, I don't know, schizophrenia. Well, you have to meet, like, out of the 10 symptoms, you have to meet 7 of them, and it has to be within a certain time frame.
Okay.
Right? So that's how deep it is, And there are, again, subtle hints that things are going on. And you know yourself better than anybody. Sure. If you know you can't shake off some sadness, if you know that, wow, I'm a little shy around people, but now I'm feeling physical effects when I go into a public. That might you have anxiety disorder.
Sure.
compulsiveness. As you see, I'm a neat freak, right?
I love
If
it.
somebody was to come in my house and take one of these frames and turn it just a little bit, I would notice it in a second, right?
Right,
So
right,
I might get a little OCD, you know what I'm
right.
saying? So the thing is, it's so deep. It's so
Mhm.
deep. And the reality is, man, everybody can afford to get on some couch time
Yeah,
because we all are going through things, man. We
yeah,
all are going through things. And we just got to be aware and we got to make it normal. So if you fall down some stairs, you're going to go to the urgent care, right?
correct.
Because you want to get fixed what's broken.
Hmm.
If this is not feeling well, you got to come and see somebody like me to
Yeah.
help you get to a better place.
And and one of the things, we had a gentleman on last week, James Stevens. Great guy. He owns North Star Clinic. Oh man, I'm gonna mess it up. North Star Clinical Services. He's gonna kill me. But man, we ended up. Listen, I think I told you, we ended up talking the whole show. People were calling in. It was so much information, and you're right. And one of the things that, and we're going to talk about this on the in the 10 o'clock hour, of the kinds of insurance and the kinds of things that will pay for you to get this. All right, we cannot. Information is key,
Yeah.
and we cannot be a community that gets on TV, some activists. We don't get access. You do. Quit telling people they can't get access. You can. Okay, and we're going to talk about that. We have a guest coming on who deals with insurance and things like that. And she's going to talk. She talked about it last week, and we had people like, "What?" And I said, "Girl, we got to bring you back next week, okay? I know you have the third and fourth Thursday of the month, but we got to bring you back because I didn't realize that May was Mental Health Awareness Month. So
Got
I
it.
want to make sure that our listeners, if you have a grandson or a granddaughter that you're taking care of, or your son or your daughter, or you're taking care of your niece or your nephew, all right, please make sure you're listening in the 10 o'clock hour, because we're going to have Selena come back on, Selena Bellows, who's going to talk about the types of insurance you can get that will pay for you to go get you or your niece or your nephew or your son or your daughter or your mom or your dad the help that they need. If we do not listen, I didn't even realize I was depressed. I didn't realize I was in a funk until I'm like, okay, why am I still thinking about this? One of my board members was like, dude, let it go, but I couldn't, because part of it was the expectations I put on this black man who looked like me, and assuming that he was going to do right by that, right? That, hey, I'm getting you this grant money so you can blow whatever up and make 1920, and then he just doesn't do it, right? And it affects people differently. Khalid, when we were getting on, I was talking about NBA players, but yeah, Ben Simmons, you had Andrew Wiggins and Kevin Love, just to name three of them. Kevin Love struggled with the anxiety. Here's a guy who's an NBA player who's around in stadiums with tens of thousands of people, for a better part of some of the year when he's working, but he's able to push through and get the help. Andrew
Right.
Wiggins went through, and nobody really knows. There was speculation about his wife and whatever, but no one really knows. But he was gone for his mental health to kind of get focused. Comes back to the Golden State Warriors like he never even left.
Right.
Ben Simmons,
Right.
on the other hand, has never recovered from whatever it was that took him out mentally. Whether
Right.
it was what Doc Rivers shared, about him and not coming through in the clutch, whatever it is, Ben Simmons has not been able to recover from whatever it is that is affecting him mentally, to the point where he can't even play the game he's played his whole life.
Right.
And
Right.
so when you look at mental illness, and that, what are some things, and we're going to come back on the 10 o'clock hour, okay? After this break, we're going to talk about what are some things that we can do to address and deal with that. But I want to get back into what, depression is one of them. What are some other signs? Okay. I'm going to put you on pause. Don't go anywhere, because I got carbs coming up. I'm about to find out the 3 black-owned restaurants that we got to eat. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to bring in my man. We're going to be back with Khalid, because we're talking about mental health. I know one way to fix my mental health is to eat, okay? And that's what Khalid said, not a whole pie, though. Not a whole pie of ice cream, though. Although Sean Michelle's, that vanilla is good, all right? But But Khalid, stay tight, man. We're gonna bring you back on. We're gonna bring Khalid on to talk about the 3 Black-owned restaurants that we need to eat at this week. And there he is. We got carbs. I've been saying I got carbs. I mean, we got carbs. We got carbs. We got carbs. Oh, I gotta get a hat. I gotta get a hat and put it on. I gotta get a hat. I gotta get a hat. Man, good to see you, bro. Man, I got it. Man, I've been so busy. We got some projects working on. I still got to get these gift certificates from the Creole place. I got to get 3 gift certificates. If you're listening, I got you. I'm getting them tomorrow, and I'm gonna probably bring them to your house Saturday or meet you. But I'm picking up. Excuse me. I'm picking up the gift cards tomorrow. Hopefully they got them. But where are we going to eat this week, brother? Mm-hmm. Mm, sure. Yep. Yes. Mm, yeah. Right. Well, it's interesting. I love it. And it's interesting you say that because studies have shown that smell and scent, right, is connected to our memory glands, right? To our memory. And so one of the things that I love, when I go home and visit my mom and dad, man, when I smell my mom's uh peach cobbler or meatloaf, or even when I just smell meatloaf, whatever, it takes me back to a time when I was young. And it's interesting because if I'm sick, before I'm sick, I will, like, now, I'm not sick, right? I just sneeze. I got to blow my nose. But I'm not sick. I remember this, right? So that when I'm sick, I know, hey, it's just a matter of time. You're going to be feeling like you were just feeling. Okay. Khalid, turn your computer down, he said, just a little bit because we can hear the echo. Your volume on your computer a little bit, he said. Uh, but I know that I can go back and remember, and that keeps me going. Hey, this is temporary, bro. This cold, this flu, this whatever is temporary. You're gonna be straight. But please, and let's get back to this. Let's get to this memory stuff, boy. For this food, I'm ready. Uh huh. Oh, I love the name already. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Okay, okay, nice. Wait, what? Yeah. Mm. Okay, okay. Ah, you can make those, right? You can make those. Yeah, you can make fortune cookies. I love that. Yeah. Wow. Mm. Okay. Oh, come on now. Andale way. Andale. I gotta try that, man. Okay. What's the name of this place? Oh, highly flavored. I love it. Okay. In Cali, you said Calumet City? Take out only. So I hopefully they have gift card. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. 51. Okay. Mm. Wow. 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 Okay. Mm. Okay. Okay. Cool. Hmm. Wait, 45? 45. Wow. Mm. Okay. Okay. Oh, free tops. Yeah. 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 Man, I know. Ooh, I got it. I'm definitely, I mean, this is so cool, man. 79, 73rd or 79th? 73rd and Ashland. All this good food. Man, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, we're gonna say them again. If you're on Facebook Live, my man Warren Majors, I got you, Big Warren. Stephen Smith, thank you so much. D Roy, my man. Peggy Riggins, love you, sister. Morissetta, thank you guys for listening. I know Peggy, boy. No, everybody loves Peggy, man. Let me just say, everybody loves Peggy. I got to get Peggy on the show too, man. But but these restaurants are going to be listed right on our Facebook Live next week. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Let's just say next week, 1921 Radio is just going to be off the chizane. Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, let me stop right there. Let's just say Clear Scott may have his own show. Okay, man. Let me stop right there. Let me stop right there. All right, all right, all right, all right. Restaurant number 3. Okay. Oh, Peyton. Oh man. Oh yeah. I had a French toast. I had the French toast. Something I can't remember what it's called, man. But man, shout out to Peyton. Yeah. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, ladies. Please give. Hey, what's the IG, man, so we can tell everybody to follow you, man. Black Chicago Eats. It doesn't get any cooler than that. Black Chicago Eats on IG. Follow him. Yeah. Low end. Man, it's so crazy not being from Chicago. We're here and hearing all these things, low end, the wild hundreds. I mean, I just be like, what? I mean, it's so cool, man. I've learned so much. I've learned so much. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad. And it's been a thing. Hey, Khalid, we gotta pay WV gotta pay some bills. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the We Got Cobb show. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk more about mental health with Khalid Scott. Give us about 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to take some commercials. Khalid, thank you, my brother. And we're going to take caller number 1 and at 11 o'clock, 11 p.m., 11:05, we're going to take caller number 1. We're going to give away a $25 gift card to one of those 3 restaurants. Khalid, make sure you put them in the Facebook thing so we can let everybody know. Thank you, my brother. All right, brother. Yeah. Khalid, stay tuned, brother. We're going to bring you on. All right, WVN, we'll be back after these messages. Woo! Facebook, we're doing it. We are doing it. I'll make sure I say hey to some people. What's up again? Warren Majors, Stephen Smith. Thanks, guys. D. Roy, Morissetta, Peggy. Thank you, guys. We're talking about mental health and the importance of it. All right. So Khalid talked about how we become aware. If you're off, you feel different, you feel some things, that's the time to catch yourself. We've got to be self-aware. One of the things I teach my kids, I taught my kids, is to be self-aware. If you remember the movie Matrix, when Neo met with the Oracle, she said, you know what that says? Know thyself. Okay? And when you know thyself means I know when I'm feeling something. You know when your stomach, when you had some dairy super late and you're like, ooh, you know your body, right? You know when you've done something and whatever that you're not feeling well, know your body, know yourself, okay? The same, we know that, all right? We know when we're not feeling well, when we're like, man, did I eat something? Is my stomach upset? Let me get to the bathroom real quick, all right? We knew it all through college when we were drinking, okay? We knew. Now, we've got to become self-aware of our mind and our thought process and our mindset. We've got to know when we're not mentally right. When we're thinking about crazy things and things like that, pause. Who can I call? Like the group Escape. Who can I run to find? Oh, I just messed it up. I can't remember the lyrics. But you know what I'm saying? We've got to be able to get to a point where we are able to know thyself. Okay? And we got a couple more minutes on some commercials. We're going to get right back in it. 773 591 1690. 773 591 1690. I want to hear from you. Are you feeling anything? Are you dealing with anything? Or please call. This is going to be the time to call. We have I've read his credentials. 30 years experience, okay? Please call. We need each other. I don't care what community you live in. I don't care what your race is. I don't care about any about that. All I care is that if you feel like you're off, if you feel like something is not right, to please call in. Let's get some help. Last week we had a brother call in. He was driving a truck and he just got blatantly open. I mean, transparent on what he's dealing with, right? And we were able to offer some help with that. So please, if you're feeling anything, if you feel like your child or your nephew or your niece is going through anything, okay, please call in, hit us up on Facebook, leave a message on the Facebook so we'll know and we'll read. If you have a question, put it on Facebook and we'll make sure we address that question, okay? All right, we're gonna be back after a couple messages. I need to get a sponsor because I love Kettle. I love these. If you know any restaurants or food places or someone who's got something that I can eat on air, and I'll promote it like a mug because I love to eat. kettle chips. I feel like Bill Cosby. I've got some chocolate pudding. That's probably not a good guy to imitate right now. All right, but we'll be right back. Don't leave. And family, we are back. WVO family, we are back. I hope you're feeling that Don't Disturb This Groove. Back in the day, man, I could this is the kind of song that I can play this and I've forgotten what I'm dealing with. This song came out with 87, 88 or whatever. I mean,
right.
It's a classic.
Right.
I love it, man. And
jump on Lakeshore Drive and put it on, right? Said jump on Lakeshore Drive and put it on, right?
Are you ready? Woo! Don't disturb this. I mean, I don't know, man. WVO family, welcome back. Facebook family, welcome back. Thank you so much for that, for being with us, staying with us. You know, that's part of radio. We got to pay some bills. We got to take some breaks. Got to run some commercials, right? Hey, just bringing back what we got here. We've got Mr. Khalid, B. Scott, the man. I mean, wow. And 30 years, like 30 years, social service related work. And we're talking about mental health, which is May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We talked about in the last hour how to recognize, how to be aware if you're having a mental episode. We've seen in the news people having mental episodes and it ending tragically. And I feel sorry for the people. I mean, it's a difficult thing. All right. We've got police officers who are not trained to deal with mental issues. And yet we keep sending police officers to deal with mental issues. Okay. I mean, we've got to figure this part out here. You got somebody who's wanted to be a cop their whole life, and they're in a situation where someone has having a mental issue, a crisis, and he or she doesn't know what to do, and they're trained to defend themselves. Mm-hmm. Right. So we've got to figure out this balance. I've also talked to a number of mental health professionals because I know our newly elected mayor said he wanted to send health professionals. Every single one said, I'm not running into a situation that I can't control. So how do we fix this? All right. How do we still have our men and women in blue protect us and deal with these issues, but at the same time, understanding the severity of someone having a mental crisis, and how do we deal with that? Just saying the police, they're not trained for that. The police, you don't have to have a degree in psychology to be it's not a requirement. Okay, so you can get mad at the police all you want. They're not trained to do this. When I work, you remember Houston's restaurant, right, Khalid?
Yes.
Houston's back in the day. When I was a waiter there, and it was tough to get in there. People were trying to be a waiter there because the money was good and the food was great and the guests were awesome. But one of the things that Houston restaurant and Bandera, which was owned by Houston's, in our training, they said, you are not trained in conflict resolution. So don't try and resolve any conflict with guests, because guests like to get loud, get out of hand, and lie. So the goal is to be proactive, right? And not reactive, meaning you're thinking through everything. Did I get their water? Did I get it with 12 cubes of ice? You know, did I put their order in? All these things to prevent a guest to be disappointed or upset. And then if you didn't do those things and it happens, you immediately remove yourself from the situation and you get a manager. Why? Because the managers are all trained in conflict resolution. Right? So they tell you, but we can't do that with the police because we've got too many mental health crises going on. So how, we talked again, how to be aware of that, how to be aware. Am I feeling different? Am I feeling down? And I got a moment of transparency where I was feeling depressed from this brother who was supposed to, basically his job was to give money to companies like mine, and they chose not to do it. No explanation, nothing. And it affected me more than I thought it did. And I got open. I think one of the things that we have to do as a community and even as human beings is how do we get open? So we talked about being aware of it, and we talked about the biggest mental health issue is depression. And unless you have it, you can't. It's hard to tell people just get out of it, because depression says you should feel down, right? It's an incredible thing when we look at celebrities like Robin Williams. And I know we're going to talk about suicide next week, But it just hurt my heart that this Black Olympic runner was found dead, and it was because of suicide. I mean, you reached the pinnacle of your career as far as running to make it to the Olympics. You are an Olympian. You are in a 1% group of people, and we don't know what was going on, but that's what depression does, right? So, what are some things and what are some steps that we can do, Khalid? We talked about the awareness of it. We talked about depression. What are some other ways that we can deal with this?
That's a loaded question, James, to be honest, right? Because we have to be safe, right? So let me piggyback on what you talked about when you talked about Chicago Chicago Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a lot of friends and associates who are cops. And when we talk about the things that they have to witness, you know, on a daily basis, and my assumption was, wow, y'all, I can only imagine that you all have a team of highly functional, highly trained clinicians.
Yeah.
And friend after friend after friend was like, no, we don't go to counseling unless we're mandated. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. You all see trauma every day, literally. Why wouldn't you go? Well, job security. I don't understand. Well, if I go into therapy and it's deemed that I have issues, I can lose my job. So I just deal with it the way I have to deal with it. I'll drink some liquor, you know. And then think about when you hear about these cops committing suicide.
Yeah.
Because it's untreated, you know, mental health issues, right? So if they're not feeling like the city is invested in our mental health and our well-being, well, then, you know, it's a free-for-all.
Free-for-all, yeah.
Right? And then think about it. I just told you that only within the last few years, we've gotten men to be comfortable with going into and receiving mental health services because it was a taboo area.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the other races of people do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you know what? People are discovering that, again, if this is feeling broken, I need to do something about it because it affects how I function in the world.
Yep.
Right? If I don't get out of bed and don't go to work, guess what? I'm unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'm driving down the street and I'm mad and anxious and somebody cuts me off, then I'm dealing with road rage. And we see how that's been going, you know, what's been happening with that. Our kids are now being so defiant, not listening to us. Look what happened 3 weeks ago downtown Chicago on a Saturday with 300 to 400 kids.
Yeah.
You know, so we're self-medicating with the wrong stuff, right? And the resources are here. There's hundreds. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to one of my mentees who's graduating with his MSW. So it's hundreds of clinicians out here, you know, but folks got to feel that it's necessary to get these resources, right? And then you say, what can we do? You know, and I brought up earlier about we all got those family members who we suspect something's going on, but we know we've learned how to navigate them. Well, maybe we need to be comfortable to say, hey, I'm willing to go to the hospital with you so you can be evaluated. Or, you know, I'm feeling real uncomfortable being around you. And I just wanted to know, can I help you get some help?
Yeah.
You can go. We have this thing called a cell phone. You go to Google and type in therapists in Chicago, and it will give you hundreds of names. I'm on a website called Psychology Today. You type in your zip code and you get a list of therapists in your community.
Wow.
So we're there. We're there. You just got to utilize, and you got to understand that self-love means that I want to take care of me, mind, body, and spirit. You know? And then, you know, we again talking about suicide, and like when that Miss USA, Chelsea Chris jumped off the building last January. Here's somebody who was drop dead beautiful, physically fit, had a MBA and a law degree. you know, but that depression grabbed a hold of her.
Yeah.
When this betrays you, it betrays you.
Mm-hmm.
And when her mother did an interview on the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith,
Oh, I
she
didn't see that.
said,
Wow.
my daughter was sad every day of her life.
Oh.
Every day of her life. And that one day, January, I think 31st, she decided to go to the 29th floor and end it.
Oh.
And you would think she would have the perfect life. Look at Regina King's son. Both
Yeah.
your parents are rich and famous. It still wasn't enough to stop him from committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, James, we have somebody in common who we loved and cared for. And on his 33rd birthday, decided to take his life.
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, you know, TK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, because all his life was filled with trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to take this real serious. Think about it, what you're hearing. Like the other day, some young man stabbed somebody on the L train. Nowhere is safe.
Yeah.
You can't drop your kids off in kindergarten class and think they're going to be safe. Why? Because that kid who was bullied 20 years ago comes back to the school that they were bullied at and decides to take a shotgun and kill kindergartens.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go to a grocery store and you shoot up people. Or you go to a movie theater and shoot up people. Mm-hmm. Nowhere is safe. So we got to take this serious.
Yeah.
And I want to list out, and before you go on, let me list out the top diagnoses. So I say a depression, but we got ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, compulsive obsessive disorder, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, anxiety, eating disorders, and substance use disorders. So yes, if you drink too much alcohol or take pills, that is a disorder.
Yeah.
Right? And those are the top ones. And there are millions of people affected by these disorders. Mm-hmm. So 1 out of 4, so if you're sitting in a room with 8 people, 2 of the people, based on the statistics, mm-hmm. have a mental health disorder, diagnosed or undiagnosed.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, 773-591-1690, 773-591-1690. We're live on Facebook. We're live on WVON's Facebook. Listen, when we look at, one of the things, and I'm, fortunate, blessed in our family right now that we didn't have, that cousin or uncle, or niece or nephew, whatever, at least in my immediate that I know of, that had that. And when I look at issues in the world where someone's having you call the police because you believe your life is in danger, right? Now we know we got some people that'll call the police to get you in trouble, but when someone's having a mental crisis, you call the police because you believe your life is in danger. If you didn't believe your life is in danger, you wouldn't call the police. You just try and figure it out. You call your uncle, hey, Steve is acting up again, get over here. But if you call the police when you believe your life is in danger and the police show up and, and things go awry, my question is, okay, well, who had Steven on Tuesday? Who was at his house on Tuesday to make sure he was taking his medication? Okay. And then who was there on Wednesday? Who had Thursday? Okay. Who had Saturday? So again, and I'm speaking out of ignorance because I haven't had to deal with that, right? Maybe they've tried that and Steven said, you come over here, I'm going to do something to you. I don't know. But I feel like no one is asking that. If you know that Steven or Sharon has something, who is saying, all right, hey, man, I'm calling Steven on Tuesday. Hey, I'm going to head over to Sharon's on Wednesday. I because I feel like if we did these things, if we were more intentional, then and maybe, and again, this is my naivete, right? I'm feeling like if we were more intentional with our families that have these, we would have fewer of these crises where the last resort is calling the police, and then we're mad at the police for what happens.
Right.
Is that am I kind of off there or?
Well, James, you got to remember, have you ever been around somebody who's in a mania state?
No, I
where they're
haven't.
just
I've only seen it, walking downtown, but I've never. Okay, understood.
scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you want to cross the street to the other side,
Yes.
right? And so again, maybe what they need to implement is that when someone calls the 911 number, maybe the operator needs to say, one of the questions I need to ask you is, do you know, is this person, do they have a mental health disorder? Are they on medication?
Yes.
Right? That's one
Yeah.
sentence. That's
One
one
sentence.
sentence. And so then when they're dispatching the officers, just so you know, hey, just to let you know, this the person who's been identified as the perpetrator does have bipolar disorder.
Right.
It's something as simple as that.
Why isn't that even? I mean, we need to get this to somebody. We need to get this to some. I mean, that is just that simple.
Right. But I think the new mayor is mindful of mental health services, and he's proactive with the children. So I think we're in a new day and a new age where he's going to take this work and knowledge and use it. And I believe so. I've been in talks with people talking about there's going to be a mental health team full of clinicians around the city. So that's a wonderful thing, because again, we keep putting it under, to the side. Yeah. But this is 80% of the issue. Did you know that they've closed down multiple mental health, facilities, and that at one time Cook County Jail on 26 in California housed more mentally ill people than anywhere in Illinois?
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes. Yes. So they've hired a boatload of social workers and psychologists and psychiatrists and counselors, right? But criminality and mental health goes together.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree. Yeah.
So we got to make ourselves aware. Again, this is an encyclopedia right here.
Yeah.
If you want to find out information,
And well, Clint, let me ask you this. What do you think about the mayor saying, mayor-elect? I mean, he's technically the mayor. I call him the mayor. What do you think of his plan? I mean, again, I've talked to mental health professionals. I've talked to clinicians who said there is no way that when there is a crisis, they are going into a situation that they like that, because they've told me, James, it's not a controlled environment. You're talking about a guy like he's running around with a knife. Well, you don't know what state of mind he's in. So I get the mayor's cool little idea. But if I'm talking to clinicians and mental health specialists who said there is no way I'm going to this situation, then what can be done then? Because the police are going to continue. What's going to happen is the police aren't even going to go, right? They're going to go see the issue, and they're going to leave because they don't want to lose their job. They've seen too many friends defending themselves, not trained in this area at all. I work in nonprofit. We had a couple instances where we had someone come in who clearly had a mental illness, and we didn't know what to do, right? And and then we're being told, hey, don't do that, we may get sued. Well, this guy is having, and then they're like, well, don't call the police because we don't want to, I'm like, well, hey, we got to figure this out, because this guy, we don't even know at any moment. And then you had like 5 of us, and basically a sister was doing a class, and he just became real agitated. And I walked by, and she's looking at me with the fear of God on her face, like, come in here right now, okay? And I come in, and she tells me, and I just try to, hey, brother, not sure what's going on. If you need some water, you need anything, you have to leave. And he was like, I ain't going nowhere, right? Now, me already, I'm like, oh, I'll make you go. So then I'm like, but I can't. I'm at work. So I call 4 other guys. We come over, and he realizes, okay, I got to get up. And he takes his time, and he just just whatever. And I immediately, after he finally left, I went to my boss. I said, hey, man, we're not trained for this. I didn't even know how to handle this. Now, I'm a self-aware, meaning I've been in nonprofit, I've been in whatever, not to just start a fight with the guy. He's having an episode, but we're not trained for this. We've got to be able to get some kind of training. We've got to whatever. And I feel like there's so many, and a lot of this was predicated by closing a lot of these mental these mental health facilities down. But two, I feel like the family members, if you know Ray and Shantae has issues, what are you doing? The resources are there.
Okay,
Are
James,
we, yeah.
James. You keep saying, what are they doing?
Okay.
Right? What you all have to realize is this. The person has to be willing.
Gotcha.
They have to be willing.
Gotcha.
If somebody's in a manic stage, right? And the only thing you can do is verbally try to calm them down, de-escalate them.
Right.
Right? And try to hope, like, when somebody, like I get a lot of calls, I have a 27-year-old son. Can they lock him up? No.
Whoa.
Unless he's committing a crime, unless
right.
he's about to kill himself, right? And he's in a manic episode and you call the authorities, right? I remember having a friend, her son was, going through a manic stage. She took him to the hospital. And by the time they got to the hospital, he was calm, cool, and collected. He knew he didn't want to go upstairs to the psychiatric ward. So he answered the questions and he was calm. And they was like, ma'am, there's nothing we can do. And your child is 24 years old. Not like it's a kid. So bye-bye.
Right.
So the onus is all of us to own this.
Yeah.
Something you can be on the L or the Metro train, and somebody can go into crisis. Yeah. So we can't just say, well, what you doing or what you doing? We all got to play a part of this.
And this is good. And I appreciate you sharing that, because I'm saying what other people are thinking, right? Like, where was so-and-so? You know what I mean? Like, y'all knew he had this. What were y'all doing on Wednesday before Friday, before he had this, whatever? But like you just educated me on, hey, if they are not willing, ain't nothing you can do, really.
Nothing you can
pray, do whatever you can do. One of my, Gary says, Flossmoor has a voluntary program where if you have a resident that has a mental health or disability, such as autism in your household, you can go in and talk with the police department and explain the situation and have a conversation about triggers and other things that are valuable information or details. Like you just said, when someone calls 911, that dispatcher says, okay, ma'am, first of all, is this person having an episode?
Right.
And I love the fact that are valuable information or details for when there is a police response needed to assist at a crisis situation that can be covered by conveyed by the dispatch, right? This is why if there was a way, I mean, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, hey guys, hey, my son is doing whatever we want, so that when his name pops up, when they call 911, they say, what is the person's name? Well, the first question, is your life in danger right now, man? Okay, I am in danger. And then, okay, is this a mental? Okay, what is his or her name? It's so-and-so. That dispatch, while you're getting information, can put that name in there, right? That pops up. Hey, this is Shelton. Shelton has whatever. So here's how we need to deal with that. I mean, good gracious, Gary, thank you for sharing that. I mean, these are simple things that can be. I don't know if our new mayor is listening, but or if anyone on this team, these are simple things. But like you said, the family and the person, and sometimes I think the family just needs to go in and say, hey, here's who it is. If you ever get called to, 2525 West so-and-so, here's who it is, and here's what he may be going through.
Right.
So that the police know. Right. I mean, they know if someone was a felon and they're calling the police and someone's like, hey, his name is John Smith, and they put John Smith, they know he's got a felon, they know who he is, then we should be able to know. And maybe again, this is my naivete, but maybe there should be a way, and maybe we just figured out a solution here, city of Chicago, on when they put that name in, hey, here's what he deals with.
Right? But again, when the police is going to a house and somebody comes towards you with a knife,
right?
We've been trained to shoot to kill because I got to protect me.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's layered. It's not a simple or quick answer. It's layered.
It's layered.
And again, when your mind betrays you, so it's not like these people are doing this on purpose. Their mind has betrayed them. Their thoughts have you been so sad where you was like, let me get out of this, let me get out of this, and you couldn't shake it off, right?
Yeah.
That's so. Imagine that being your way of living every day.
Yeah, and that's and again, and that's why I tell I say these things with a grain of salt, and with understanding that I don't deal with that. Right. Sure, I've been down, right? But we saw this with COVID when our students, with college students, where the parents were like, they've never exhibited depression. They've never tried to, whatever. And here they are separated in another city, in another state. They're on lockdown. It's not working, and they're trying to take their life.
Right.
All I had to do was see one nightly news with Lester Holt, and my son Cameron, who was going to school in Florida at the time, was on a plane the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, you're coming home. All right. You will be at home around people who love you. You don't have to call. You can get up, walk out of your room, and come right to our room. You know what I mean? And so now I understand some people don't have that capacity to do that, but it's being aware, right? So I guess so part of it, again, Khalid, I know, I understand the onus is on the person, but I feel like if family could be, if there's, a little more, if they're able to say, hey, look, a database of individuals with legit diagnosed mental illness, not like, he's going to do something stupid, so let me just say he got a mental illness. So the police don't whatever when he's bad, he's just, whatever, no upbringing and just doing whatever he wants to do, right? There is a difference between a true mental illness and someone who's just bad, all right, just doing whatever they want to do, right? But I think there's got to be a way to create a registry of individuals, and so that the police know, and it goes back like you said, but James, even if they know, and this guy comes charging at them, but I think on the other hand, and listen, I have my feelings for a lot of these activists. I feel like some are genuine, and I feel like some just kind of stirring up the pot. But we've got to be able to have a way of recognizing when there's an issue like that. The first thing we're not doing is attacking the police, because the reason someone is calling 911 is because they believe their life is in danger, and the police believe there's a dangerous situation, and they're going into it to protect it.
Right.
But
also you got to remember too, and that does sound legitimate, a database, right? But you got to remember HIPAA laws.
Oh, dang. Yeah. It's almost like laws are coming up and they're blocking opportunities, to help people, right?
Right. But HIPAA law also makes sure you don't discriminate. So see, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I said in the moment when say on the phone with the operator, hey, or you just give the information. My 20-year-old son, he's on Ritalin. He hasn't been taking his medication. I believe he's having an episode. Please, please, please have the police come understand this is where he's at.
Yeah.
It's something as simple as that, And again, it's layered. It's layered. And remember this topic, the reason why we're mental health awareness goes for a whole month, because it's so much to know, so much. And again, we've been dealing with mental health disorders for decades, but now it's in the forefront because we have social media.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's good that when people are being made aware, now we just got to give people the coping mechanisms. Think about that mom. Think about if one of your kids had autism. That's a forever parent's job.
Forever.
A kid doesn't move out the house at 18, depending on the severity of that autism. That's something you got to take care of for the rest of their life. So imagine the burnout that caretakers are feeling.
Like you said, it's for the whole month. And one of the things you mentioned is that the resources are there. And I want you to stay on the line, Khalid, because we're going to bring on Selena Bellows, okay? Selena's going to talk about the opportunities and the resources available to you, to people who have sons or daughters or even themselves, to be able to go and talk to someone, because we already know insurance doesn't cover a lot of that. Selena, are you there? I don't know. Let me see if I can bring 3 people on. Let me see what happens. Oh, I can. Good. I've only been using Restream for a minute. I've never had 3 people on at the same time. Selena, meet Khalid, B. Scott, and Scott. Khalid, please meet Selena Bellows of Bettering Your Life with Bellows.
Hello.
She's phenomenal. All right, Selena. So we talked about this last week, and I told you I had to have you on again next week, because
Yes.
one of the things that I'm tired of hearing is people say, we don't have this in our community. No, we do. Stop saying we don't, because then people will believe we don't have it. But
Right.
Khalid said there are resources everywhere in our communities, but people may feel like I can't afford it. Selena,
Right.
last week you killed it. I loved it. You brought up some great things that people can do, or can, whatever. Let me shut up. Go ahead, you talk. I don't want to mess it up.
All right. Hey, everybody. It is Selena Bellows from Bettering Lives with Bellows. And this is your Better Living segment. I know I'm interjecting on the first week of May instead of my third and fourth, but this is really, 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 really important. And, none of this is a judgmental tone. We are here to educate. I feel like there has been a lot of unknowing, and a lot of it is on purpose, because when you don't know any better, you cannot do any better. And once you know better, you can do better. So prior to the pandemic myself, I did not know that therapy sessions and counseling sessions were covered by insurance. I actually don't even remember I don't even remember how I figured that out, but I figured it out. And now that I know it, and now that I have health insurance options myself as a business owner, I want to provide that source to other people. Because if I thought it, I know it's 1,000 other people who also think the same way. And a lot of times money is a deterrent from people getting help. If you don't have money and something costs money, you can't go steal a therapy session. Like, you have to have something in order to pay for it.
But that's right.
And you don't want to be sitting in a therapy session or start therapy, and now you're paying money out of pocket, and you hit a hardship, and now you have to stop. And it seems like the hardship happens at the worst time of your life. And now you're stuck between, I need this session with my therapist because I'm about to have a mental breakdown and I really need this, but I don't have the money. And again, you can't fault the therapist for not wanting to see you for free. They have a job. So first thing is first, I want to tell everybody, you have a medical card. So if you have medical insurance, period, get your insurance card out. Look on the back of your insurance card. There is a number. It is a 1-800 number. I'm sure it's 1-877-1866-1855, something along those lines. It is a member service number. They have hours of operation. I want you to call your insurance carrier and ask them, do they cover therapy or counseling sessions? They're going to say yes or no. Tell them, if the answer is yes, 9 times out of 10 it's yes. Tell them you want to start therapy, and you want to find a therapist or a counselor within your network. Key to in your network, because I'm trying to have you all pay as little as possible when it comes to therapy. And this is also included for people who are receiving, at least in Illinois, for people who are receiving public aid, public assistance, Medicare, Medicaid, county care, whatever. They also have a network of therapists and counselors. You do not have to count yourself out because you don't have Blue Cross Blue Shield, the big names, Aetna, and all of that. You can also receive help, and that is another stigma that has to end. So if you don't want to do call on the back of the phone and you want to do it online, literally, I have it up right now. Go to Google, type in therapists who accept, and enter your insurance name, whether it's Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, county care, whoever. Once you type that into Google, therapists, we're gonna, for the sake of example, we're gonna say Blue Cross Blue Shield. Therapists who accept Blue Cross Blue Shield. Press enter. Now, at the beginning, at the top, you're going to get a bunch of sponsored third-party garbage. Go past all of that. You want to find your specific insurance carrier, and it should say behavioral health services. I know I said that wrong. I have a country accent, so you just got to bear with me. That is BEHAVIORAL, behavioral health services. That is the area of coverage under your insurance where you are going to find a therapist or a counselor that is within your network. If you are online, you're going to click that option, especially I'm specifically talking about Blue Cross Blue Shield right now. They have a section to the right that says provide, you have a search engine that is for provider, it's a provider finder. They even have the number for you to call to talk to a service member for specific situations to cater to your situation. Same thing with Aetna. You type in therapists who accept Aetna, press enter. You have a whole flock of third-party advertisements. Scroll down where it says mental health and well-being resources. You're going to click on that. You're going to explore through there and find you a therapist or a counselor. Same thing with county care. Therapists within my network of county care. Press enter on Google. After you type that in, you're going to scroll down past all of the advertisement. It's going to say county care, behavioral health. You're going to click that. Again, behavioral health is the area where insurance is covering for your therapist and your or counselor, either one. And again, find a provider. And that is a sure way for you to find a provider within your network. There is no ifs, and buts, and maybes about if they take your insurance. They would not be listed on this page if they do not. And that's where we can start. If you're currently in therapy and you are paying out of pocket and you just assume that the therapist was not going to take your insurance, they never asked, you never told, ask them. Call them and ask them, do they take your insurance? If the answer is yes or no, move forward from there. But please do not feel like the burden of the expense of therapy and receiving help has to be on your pocket. It is not. There is resources out here. Okay. And if you all need any one-on-ones, I am always down to give knowledge. That is my God-given gift, is to pass on knowledge. 312-909-4968. If you feel intimidated by calling insurance companies and all of that, you just want a third person on the phone just in case if you're saying it wrong and you need me to interject and say, this is what they're asking for, I can do that. If you want to book an appointment and learn more about health insurance and or you need health insurance, I have Aetna that I can give to individuals, families, and work groups. Website, www.bellows.life. That is bellows.life. And then, of course, on social media, everything is Bettering Lives with Bellows LLC.
I love it. And this is why I wanted you on here, is because I don't want people to believe that they can't access
correct
or have therapy or have their child talk. You know what I mean? We can't just be, you can't whip it out of them. You can't yell it out of them. You can't make them go dishes out of them. You know, go do you can't do that. That's all old school. These children are different. They just went through something traumatic, not seeing their friends, not seeing whatever. And we can't just say, get over it.
Right.
You know, we can't.
That statistic, I know you were saying earlier that you were thinking about to your childhood. I know you all are a little older than me, but back to your childhood, that you didn't think that as many people had those conditions. They did. It just wasn't diagnosed. This has been the statistic. I believe you said 1 out of 8. Did you say 1 out of 8, Khalid?
1 out of 4.
Oh, excuse me. 1 out of 4.
Yeah, 1 out of 4.
I know for a fact. Okay, I know just family members alone. I know probably 3 out of 4 got something going on. So it just was not. It just wasn't. It just wasn't talked about. And anything, anybody, anything, animals, everybody. When you're conditioned to act a certain way, you're going to act a certain way. And if you're never conditioned to get help and to better yourself, you're never going to do it. You're going to learn how to be unirritatable to everybody else that's around you.
Right.
Yeah.
And let me throw this out for those of us who work, 9 to 5 jobs. Don't ever forget you have an EAP, Employment Assistant Program, where you are guaranteed 4 to 6 free sessions, confidential. And then after your 4 to 6 sessions, they'll evaluate to say, well, hey, we would recommend that you continue with the therapy, but at least get those 4 to 6 sessions.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like I said earlier, the company I'm with, I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, but I also work for a company. And I think we get about 5 mental health days, where you can say, I need a break. Working in nonprofit is a lot different. And I'm not saying it's not as stressful or as stressful as it, but working in nonprofit, before I switched to entrepreneurship, I would hear and see people. I mean, people were in tears because of decisions they've made where I'm trying to help them get a job. Right. And and so I'm becoming this counselor. I'm becoming this comforter. I'm becoming all these things that I got to bring home, where I had a woman, who had to work, had lost her son to gun violence, but couldn't take the day off because she worked in retail. Meaning if she didn't work, she didn't eat. Right? There was no bereavement at Walmart. All right. So imagine losing your son, and she ended up losing her job I'm not saying it was Walmart. I want to make sure I throw that out there. It was the retail company. But imagine sitting in someone's office that's going to help you find a job, but you lost it because you did not get a chance to grieve your son being killed. Because you had to go to work and you had to choose. Do I go to work and just go and cry in my car? I mean, she didn't have a car. Just go and cry outside on my break, right? Do I stuff it in, or do I just leave this job so I can grieve? These are real life issues that I'm dealing with working in nonprofit, right? That I'm like, hey, this wasn't supposed to be. I didn't sign up for this. You know what I'm saying? I signed up to just help people get a job, but now I'm hearing the back end, the stories, the backstory, and then you begin to see how people got into the position they're at, and they never got any help, counseling, or anything because of the job that they have, right? And so to know that, hey, guess what? Please give Selena Bellows a call. Write her number. Can you say your number again, Selena, please?
312-909-4968.
All right. That number, give her a call. She'll be able to help. Okay. Hey, I'm having a mention. I've never had XYZ. You're saying there's insurance out there for me that I can get for $3 a day. I'm just kidding. Whatever it is.
Now, so don't you start throwing out prices, James.
I know, right? I know. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm not speaking for Selena. I'm just throwing it out. But the fact that I could get some kind of insurance that allow me to get this, people need to understand that those resources are there.
Yes.
And that you can get the help. But like Khalid said, you've got to want it, right? You've got to want to get better. And I teach. I just spoke. I think I was sharing Khalid. I just spoke. Carl West has a phenomenal program called Men Motivating Men Hood Tour, where we get a chance to go in and we talk about our life, what it means to be a man to us, and motivating. And I share what I share with high school kids. About a blueprint. What's your blueprint? What's your blueprint for your life? And one of the things, when I say what's the blueprint, I use Jay-Z's album, The Blueprint. All right. At that time, when Jay-Z was doing The Blueprint, he had 2 federal cases he was up against. All right. He was being dissed by every rapper in the world. I mean, dissed. The most dissed rapper at that time. He was going through some other stuff, and he ends up writing The Blueprint in 9 days, whole album. Something like that. It's now in the Library of Congress. It's one of the most accomplished rap albums. It will be in the Library of Congress forever. And so when you look at the blueprint when they're looking at a house, they look at the foundation. The foundation. What is the base? What does the foundation look like on that blueprint for that house? Well, in your life, what is the foundation? You have to believe in yourself and you have to love yourself. If you don't believe in yourself and you don't love yourself, your foundation can break, right? You literally have to. And you said that earlier, Khalid. You've got to love yourself. Everything about you. You've got to love it first. You've got to believe in yourself. That's the part of the blueprint. That's the foundation for you making decisions for the rest of your life, right? After that, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Okay, how long is the building? The measurements. How long? How high? Well, your measurements in your life with your blueprint are your strengths and your weaknesses. Know what you're strong at, know what you're weak at. And then after that, it's the features, right? Hey, what do you want on that house? I want a pool, right? I want an 85-inch TV from this, I don't know. Well, the same thing in your life. What do you want out of your life? The reason a lot of our young people and adults and anyone are doing the things they're doing is because no one gave them a blueprint. No one sat them down and said, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do? What kind of foundation? How do you feel about yourself? Because when you have that blueprint, it's almost like a business plan for entrepreneurs. When I teach entrepreneurship, that business plan lets you know what are we supposed to do in today? Right? These kids, unfortunately, because no one gave them the blueprint. I'm hoping to get this whole thing published that I put together to get this to young people, to children, young adults, and adults. It's never too late. But we've got to set up a blueprint for our community. Here's where we're going to be in 2 years. Here's where we're going to be in 5 years. My son wanted to go to college. He had to do a PowerPoint presentation. I said, what's the name of the school you want to go to? So he had to know the name of the school. He had to convince me why before I wrote the first check. And then I said, well, what are you going to study? Well, how much does someone like that make? Where are the top companies that are hiring for that? So he knew all of that going into school, where he was going to have to move if he wanted to work for that company, how much money he was going to make, what kind of job. A lot of our young people don't have this blueprint. We've got to get it to them. Selena, give them your phone number one more time.
Phone number 312-909-4968. And that's not just to make an appointment or just to sign up. If you have insurance questions, please call that number as well.
Yep. All right, Selena, thank you. We're going to let you go. Khalid and I are going to finish on out here. Thank you, Selena, for coming on.
All right.
I appreciate it.
You all keep doing the work that you are designed to do. Peace and love. Bye, guys.
Come on. All right. So Khalid and WVOM family, 773-591-1690. 773-591-1690. Please call in. Ask Khalid. We're trying to come up with solutions. We're trying to come up because we're in this city. All right. We're in the community. 773-591-1690. You just found out that if you may feel like I don't have a job, I work at McDonald's, how can I call Selena Bellows at Bettering Your Life with Bellows? They have the resources are there, guys. They are there. All right. We need to make sure we're getting that. Khalid, we got to take a break. I want you to stay on a little longer because this is just, man, you unleashed a lot of stuff in that last hour, man, as far as this layers and why it's Mental Health Awareness Month and not day and not week. There's layers, and I believe we can come up with some solutions to help the city, to help the mayor, move forward. So we're going to pay some bills. We'll be right back. WVM family, Facebook family, please stay on. Thank you very much. We'll be back right after these messages.
The talk of Chicago is 1690.
Yeah, Khalid, give me about 5 minutes. We got to run some commercials.
The talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation is 1690 WVON, Berlin, Chicago.
Great comments on Facebook, everybody. Great comments on Facebook. What's up? Wait, website's almost done.
I'm hearing a greeting.
On your home for 24/7 news, the Black Information Network.
The mother of the man accused of shooting 5 people in Midtown Atlanta said he was a pet after doctors refused to prescribe medication.
Oh yeah, we live. Yeah, but it's I'm gonna move it over there though because they have a new
Democratic lawmaker,
a new setup.
Senator Rafael Warnock was in the nation's capital, where he said recently passed gun legislation.
Okay. Oh, let me get this down.
Josh
Oh, good.
was on lockdown at a Midtown restaurant when he tweeted, "We don't have to live like this."
Well, a person of interest has been detained after a series of stabbings.
Did you give it to Jay? Okay.
It's not a suspect. All three stabbings that happened in a week. Authorities say they detained several other persons of interest, but they were not considered people involved in the attack. We held off on releasing the suspect because because they
So
determined
you guys are probably going to come on after we come off break. We're probably going to go to about 11:15.
Is revealing new
You
information.
guys will, you can sit over here.
January,
Yeah.
Nichols was brutally beaten by
So you'll be live on here. It's so funny, man. One of my listeners was in Vegas. He logged on because they were behind right now, whatever. So he didn't go because he logged on. He's like, "I'm on the right one," because he saw more stuff. Man, it was hilarious, man. He's like, "Am I on the right show, James?" It was so funny, man.
Holes in the incident, and 5 are facing second-degree murder charges.
A $50,000 reward is being offered for information into the mysterious death of a black man from Laurel, Mississippi. 25-year-old Rasheen Carter went missing in October shortly after telling his mother and law enforcement that he was being targeted by several couples of white men who were trying to kill him. Family joined with city members in a recent protest demanding transparency in the investigation after a fourth set of Carter's remains were identified last month. You Are the Power has been chasing leads in the case and has over 50 million social media followers, including activists and other organizations in all 50 states. Black mothers are right at the center when it comes to the mental and physical stress of American life.
Yeah, man, we've been having this mental health thing.
Have a higher likelihood than whites of residing in poor, racially segregated communities with high rates of gun violence. Research indicates that living in violent environments can lead to perpetual traumatic stress. Researchers also found that black mothers who felt trapped in communities they felt were unsafe are more likely to report elevated levels of PTSD and depression, along with elevated stress hormone symptoms. Michelle Obama is launching a healthy food and beverage company to offer parents healthier, great-tasting products for their children. The former First Lady making the announcement at the Wall Street Journal's Future of Everything Festival in New York City. Plant Nutrition's first product is a fruit juice for children that contains 75% less sugar than the average leading 100% fruit juices. For more on these stories and international, national, and local news affecting the Black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to CNNews.com. Sharing the dream along with Kevin Brown on your home for
It's your show. Shout out, kick out, boot out.
Infant immunization protects babies and families from preventable diseases throughout life. That's your healthy reminder.
Very small.
Negroes do not want to accept responsibility. I want to know side, outside, downtown, every day. These are black children coming downtown having a chaos. Children downtown.
I'm thinking. We got about 10 more minutes because we don't have anywhere from.
Very small. Today's at 9 a.m. on the Talk of
I'm James. I'm sorry, man. Eric, nice meeting you, bro. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. No, that's awesome. Even better.
One of the people asked me, was taking power that day. I remember that interview when she got kicked out of White House.
Okay.
You're wrong. You gotta go.
Okay.
I didn't do anything. From the White House. The morning show. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. on the Chicago.
I thought you called me. I'm sorry.
POS.
A lot of promos for his album.
Okay.
Hey, Chicago. Good morning.
Okay. Okay.
Tune in every Friday morning beginning at 6:30 411 on the morning show with Rufus Williams. Join us as the morning group discusses the latest and hot topics, community and social media, along with the
Okay.
topics include
We're gonna bring that valve all the way out of here.
Hey, and then two.
Black people owe a form of reverse reparation.
Radio show, the website almost being
Isaiah
down.
Washington said
You
he
know,
learned
we put the link on the website.
growing up. And
Every
ladies,
time you talk about it, you go get it. You guys, how you set it up, it'll go to your, how you set it up, whatever. We'll just put it on there.
We're gonna put them online. We're gonna do some more 1921
Yeah.
shirts.
Yeah,
I got some guys.
it's cool for me. I hear you.
From iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON.
I'm Selma, and I'll be your server this evening. The special is pasta primavera, and it comes with a salad. Oh, and by the way, I've used my children lots of times. I think for most reasons. When they really get on my nerves, I lock them in the closet for a few hours.
Got a spot over here.
It's only this easy to recognize.
Y'all showed just like I did.
People would report it. If you even suspect abuse, call
Yeah,
child
this whole month is mental. Well, you know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So all this month we have mental health professionals coming on in the 9 o'clock hour. Right? But it's been so good. We're literally last week. One guy went from 9 all the way to 12.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was so big. I mean, Selena, she has a third and fourth. So we just brought her back because the resources to being able to get access to money and insurance to pay for these counseling is there, but people don't know about it.
Come on! Over here! Look at this, Dad! Over!
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments when the forest can inspire.
The camera will be on your
Discover
whoever's sitting there, that's where the camera will be.
and discover cool things to do when you go.
Not yet, not so. Yeah, I mean, eventually, like 11:15, when we finish up with this segment. Okay.
One moment is out there.
I'm leaving. Yeah, they're gonna switch. So I'm leaving. T-Main's gonna be sitting here. Mosetta's gonna be there, so the camera will be on her, like you have it now, and then my camera will be on whoever's.
My daughter with her reading.
Oh, you did?
Searching for help.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
I love it.
Hot water heating.
Okay, that's where. So this is where he's gonna sit. So make sure he sits there because I got.
Reading is just
When
almost
he's
not a
no,
word.
you sit because you're gonna be sitting here. So the camera, either way, you'll be on. Not yet, not yet. Oh, she did. Okay.
Daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Everybody.
Which paper towels are most absorbent? Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the one in 5 kids that this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in
All
life.
right, boss. Ready whenever you are.
Because understanding is
My draws.
You by understood.org and the Ad Council.
The following is brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Who we beat, Big D and next.
They gotta get right to work. It's one of the elemental privileges of a free people.
All right, Khalid, we're coming back on in about 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Our nation is with abundant physical resources and inspired as it should be with a high purpose to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all. We approach this problem of
Yeah, we
free
should
employment
have
with the real hope of
21
finding
radio website up.
better answer than we have now.
This coming Tuesday.
And be more
So it's
powerful.
up. It's just not. It's published, so we can see changes. We can see changes on the back end, but we just wanted it up. Because sometimes it takes 48 hours, whatever, to aggregate.
The people in your community.
But yeah, this it's about to be.
Create jobs.
Yeah.
Find your information center at
So if you
Goodwill.
want to submit articles, like if you want to interview the guys, we'll run that article on the website, and then they can promote it. Like, yo, we just got interviewed by 1921radio.com. You know what I mean? And the article will run on there. So then they can send the link out to their fans, to whomever. Check it out. You know, so if you want to submit articles, you know, when you guys, however you want to do it, and then you guys get. Oh, so you can use that one then. Let me tell you what it's all about. Shit, man. Oh, my. I need to find a liquor sponsor. All right, boss. All right, we're back. Welcome back, WVOM family. I hope you like the time. That song is called My Draws, all right? And that's old school. You know how to be a dude. Imagine a song called My Draws. Like, you know, that's how my girl, that's just my draws, okay? You just gave it, I mean, this is crazy. That'll mess you up mentally right there. But hey, anyway. She might. Oh, come on, time. I got to get Morris Day on here. I got to let him know I'm the only radio host with the time for 2 different songs for my intro music. All right, here we go. WVOM family, welcome back. I know we're talking about some heavy things, but we've got to talk about it. All right, we can no longer just sweep it under the rug. We can no longer just say, oh, well, that's just how they are. We can, the help is there, the resources are there. We can do it. Selena Bellows was like, yo, call me. We'll get the insurance. We'll get it set up so you can do that. All right. So please, let's stop saying we don't have sources. Please, let's stop saying we can't do it. Please stop doing that. The resources are there. Let's be proactive. I think Khalid figured out how we can get this whole crisis thing. We got to figure out these HIPAA laws, though. But we got, at least we've got an idea of what can happen when the police are called and the person calling clearly knows that they're having a mental crisis right now. You know, Claire, we're going to wrap it up here in a minute. First of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time. And I know next week I'm asking you to come back with one of our other guests as we talk about youth suicide and teen suicide. And then we bring in, I had a very good friend who lost his mother. He was an opera singer, black opera singer, incredible. But his mother was his life, and singing was his life. And when his mother died, and he had to have surgery, he couldn't sing for a while. It was almost like a perfect storm, where he had dealt with depression. No one really knew about it, but those 2 things happening so close to each other, it was enough. And I think what you said, imagine every day waking up and you have to fight to be happy. I mean, fight. I wake up, I'm like, what's up? Glad to be alive. Ooh, I got stuff to do. And there are other people who are waking up fighting to be happy and fighting this demon of depression, this mental, this thing to stop you. So, we covered a lot. And I know next week's going to be a heavy topic for both of us personally, with a young man. But we have a great guest she's got an app that it's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, I got you there. Let me pull it up here. She sent me the name of the app, but it's I don't know why it's not coming up. Anyway, we'll get that. We'll talk about it next week. But the app, she sent me some statistics we're going to go over. But it's incredible. And Khalid, I'll send it to you after I get it. But let's kind of wrap it up. What are some things that I don't even know if we can really get to it, but we'll kind of have part 2. But what are some things going forward that we can start, that people can start to do that either have a mental illness or how they can become more aware? Or what are some things kind of you say be phenomenal at the end of your emails. What are some ways that people can be phenomenal in battling? Obviously, this is going to be the full answer, right? But a little, I don't even know what they call it, practical, if you will, of what we can do to be more aware of where we are. And
well, the thing is, we have to start by being very honest with ourselves. Mm-hmm. We have to be okay with being transparent. We have to be okay with being vulnerable, right? And we have to look in that mirror naked. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean literally look in the mirror, standing there naked, but saying that I acknowledge the scars, the marks, the damage that's been done. And then I got to say that, you know what? I can't keep self-medicating,
Mm-hmm.
that I owe myself a good life. And if there's something out there that can help me get to that good life, right? Let me utilize it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
It's for us to start having conversations, right? It's to say, wow, when I really see what's in front of me, to acknowledge it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and not try to candy coat issues.
Yeah.
You know, again, I get calls weekly for people asking for help for family and friends. And just as of late, I'm starting to get people who call on their own, for their own,
Wow.
you
Yeah.
know, and that's the start.
Mm-hmm.
Just an acknowledgement that I need help, I need support, I need assistance.
Yeah.
Where can I go? And again, the answer is right here.
Mm-hmm.
A Google search.
Yeah.
A Google search. A lot of times when people call me for information, while I'm on the phone with them, I just go to Google and type, and is a laundry list of resources for them.
Wow.
And then you got to be ready to do the work. James, September 16th, I don't know if you saw my post about my transformation.
Yeah.
You know, I lost 100 pounds in 7 months.
Yeah.
When I went to my frat brother's office, who's my doctor in Matson, and I said, and Dr. Wallace looked me eyeball to eyeball and said, Khalid, you're 321 pounds, man. You got to do something different, man, or I don't know how long you're going to be around.
Mm.
And that day, normally I would leave out his office and go to Giordano's right across the street, because that's my spot that me and you are going to visit real soon.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
And I said, not today.
Right.
I ran to Jules and bought $300 worth of fruits and vegetables and chicken and ground turkey, and went to the gym 4 days a week for 7 months, and that weight fell off of me. But in that moment on September 16th, when I heard what was ailing me, I decided that I will not give my power up.
That's right. I love that. I remember I read that. I was like, that was powerful.
Yeah.
And I know you.
Simple.
I'm sorry.
It's that simple.
Yeah. And I know you touch people's lives. I was like, you know, and it took my son to tell my wife that I'm worried about Dad because he's working a lot and he's eating really bad. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. This is my son telling my wife this, right? And I was eating broccoli that night, asparagus and broccoli that night.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I took a picture and I said, I'm working on it. You know, I bought a row machine, right? So, but it took my son telling my wife, I'm worried about Dad, right? You know, you get emotional with that stuff because you're like, man, you know. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Khalid Scott. I know it's going to be tough, but we'll see you again next week to cover this. And
very important topic, so I'm there with you, man. Absolutely.
I appreciate it. WM family, say goodbye to Khalid Scott. Thank you very much. All right, my brother. Have a good one, man.
All right. You too.
All right. WM, we've got, you know what we got coming up. The music is going to drop. We got entertainment with the G-Main. We got gossip. No, I just messed it up. Dishing the G, gossip and entertainment with G-Main.
And
Mo. Okay, let me put Mo on. I forgot more. Add a camera.
More news, more entertainment.
There she is, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. All right. You got to move over a little bit right there. Right there. Boom. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to turn it over to G-Man right now. And more. Just more, period. All right, drop that music. Drop that DMX. I'm out. I'll see y'all next week.
It's time.
It's time.
Sit over here and you can tell everybody.
Yeah, but you have to sit right there.
Yeah.
Try not to move the chair. Yeah. What's your name?
Erie. Gary.
Plug in.
No, where?
The tablet.
The tablet, okay.
Give me that. Give me that.
There you go.
We good. Okay. What up, people? Hey, Patience. Hey, Karen. Hey, Cy. What up, Swervo?
Hey, Jermaine, can you see if he's on the camera? You may have to move over.
Huh?
You may have to move over. Can you see him on the camera in front of you?
Yeah.
On the laptop.
Yeah, he need to move over a little bit.
So they won't see him on Facebook.
Okay, there he is.
I still can't see him.
Oh, that's fine. As long as
Keep going. Okay, that's fine.
I can hear now.
So the whole time he's got to make sure perfect. So wherever you are, like don't move. Tell him don't move.
Yeah. Tell him don't move.
Yeah, like stay where you are because the camera's right on him right there.
To see.
Okay, you can go, but also just put the stuff down and just.
Yep, let's go.
Okay, cool. Act like you guys are interviewing me properly.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy G Main, and it's time for us to start dishing the G because we're tired of sipping the tea. I'm here today with my homegirl to my left, Mo. What up, more? Tell them what it is.
Good morning. What time is it now? Oh, hey, y'all. How y'all doing? This is Moore out here hanging with the G.
And today we're going to get into some heavy topics, and we got a special guest coming on today, one of our up-and-coming artists of the city of Chicago. We're going to lay into him. But right about now, let's get into a couple of topics. Let's talk about some things going on tonight. Right about now, I think the hottest thing right now is the Lakers and the old Golden State. Well, well, LeBron, all I can tell you is faking that injury wasn't a good idea because now it's starting to catch up to you. You didn't get out of nothing scot-free. So, yeah, you catching the burner, bruh. Yeah, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not much of a LeBron fan. And y'all know why for all you Jordan haters out there. Y'all know what time it is. But let me get into some stuff. So, over this past week, we had a couple of things going on. Jamie Foxx health still bad. What's funny to me though about what's going on is don't nobody know what happened to him. They just using it's a medical problem, but there ain't nobody telling nobody what the medical problem is. I don't know what the case is with that. Anybody know what's going on with that besides me?
Don't know what's going on.
Man, let me tell you, they got everybody in the dark. But guess what? For everything of news, there's some type of gossip that go behind it. One of the things that's ringing the bell, y'all heard me talk about it early on when I first started. And there's some bugs in here talking about his Diddy.
Oh, we back.
Say, yeah, they say Jamie Foxx exposed him, and they think he done something to him. Which, hey, I keep telling y'all, I don't put nothing past nobody when it come down to what people do. But I'm telling you now, because that's not the first time that rumor that went around the mill neither. But you know what they say about rumors? For every rumor, there's some truth. So that's the part. Yeah, bro, get well soon, because, well, it's coming in. It's about that time where, people going to talk and say what they say, but, it's all going to come out at some point.
I got a point. I want to bring something to light. Notice how they replaced Jamie within, just like that. Moral of the story is, you got to enjoy your life, because these jobs will replace you in a heartbeat.
Well, truth be told, based on the job that he had, they had to put somebody there for him, but that didn't do good because of the writer's strike. Right now, everything is being ran on reruns, so whatever the little part was on that, they pretty much shooting that down. So that part didn't work as well as they thought it would. But all in all, this is just some of the stuff that you hear. One of the things I was reading about today, now I'm going to get into something else. I'm talking about Mr. Young Thug. Yeah, Young Thug, he in jail right now, and he in there crying like a little girl. But I remember some time back that they did an interview with Mr. Young Thug and asked him about the shooting that took place out in what was it, Florida?
I don't know.
It was a big thing. I can't remember which one it was, but they asked this fool what did he think about the shooting, and this was his answer. He said, "We're not worried about that. We out here getting money. We got our jewels on. We shining." That was his answer for something critical like that going on. Oh, so you couldn't take a step up to say, well, listen, man, you couldn't give us a good feeling about what took place, how you felt about it. Your whole answer was, hey, I'm getting money. We shining. We got this, that. That was your whole premises behind your thought to that question that was asked about. It was a serious question, and you gave a stupid answer like that. Now, see how the tables turn on people?
Yeah.
You sitting in jail now, and now you sitting up here crying like a little girl. Well, I ain't gonna even get into that. Y'all already know what I'm saying. But you crying like a little girl because now you sitting behind bars. You want everybody to feel sorry for you now, huh? After you said something stupid like that. And the even worse part was he didn't come back to redeem himself from saying it either. So at the end of the day, what do you want us to feel like? For those who actually heard what you said. So yeah, we get into stuff like that and them type of things that people do. They'll say something and put a foot in their mouth, and now the shoe on the other foot. Now you want everybody help. Or now you want to be taken out of jail because you feel like this. No. At the end of the day, your own mouth gonna put you somewhere where you shouldn't be. And then when it's that time where the shoe on the other foot, everybody ain't gonna be as forgiving. I'm not, because you was one of the young guys that was leading the young people, and instead of you saying something that was worth listening to, your whole ideology on what you spoke on was you was making money and you was shining. Well, see, guess what? Now you in jail. You ain't shining. How hard you shining now, cowboy? Yeah, you shining for somebody right about now. Don't drop the soap. That's what they say. You need to keep that honey. Let's just keep it honey. All right, let's keep it honey. But this is just some of the things that's going on, and that's what we do. We tackle these topics, and we get into the entertainment, and we get into our parts about the city of Chicago. And speaking of the city of Chicago, let's talk about people that's coming up in the city of Chicago. I got one of our new guys in front of us just coming out with some new stuff. Hope y'all ready for Mr. Eerie. Oh, that's what I call him, Eerie. Y'all can take that with a grain of salt and understand how that can work for you. So, Eerie, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I can't complain. So, you got some music coming out.
I sure do.
Well. In a minute, I'm gonna have them play a snippet of it so y'all get an idea of what my man's on. But we're gonna talk about him for a second. So, Eerie, give me a little bit on you and your singing. Let the city of Chicago know what it is.
It's your boy Every Day. I am 20. I am 29-year-old musician. I love music, R&B, hip hop. Do a little bit of hip hop. I'm not classified as a rapper, but I can give you them bars.
You can drop some bars.
I can do them bars.
Call you Hershey then, right? All right.
Something like that.
All right. All right. All right.
I just love music, and I'm trying to rep my city and just tell my story through the music.
That's good. Okay, so when we talking about stories, what give us a synapse of what you telling them so they get an idea.
I'm telling them that it's okay to be you. You know,
Word.
live in your skin. You know, be you authentically you. Not
That's
try
right.
to portray to be somebody else that you're not.
That's right.
And you will go so far.
That's definitely right. See, people, you got people that still live here that got that old school setting in their brain. You know, because everything these days is fast forward and charged. Everybody trying to fly with the wheels off. So, Erie, tell me something. Tell me how long you been singing.
I have been singing since the age of 12, and I am now about to be 30 this year.
Y'all hear that? So they tell y'all he got some experience in his voice. Tell me some of your influences.
Some of my influence, Michael Jackson is one of them.
Oh yeah, good one. Good one.
We have similar backgrounds.
Yeah.
Jehovah's Witness background. So we left it alone to pursue what we really love, which is music.
Okay.
Prince is another one. Same exact background. I love Beyonce, but I'm gonna say Beyonce because I love her work ethic.
Okay.
She don't stop until she get it done.
Hey, ain't that what Mike said?
You know, she should be at $1 trillion by now, but she at the billion, but she gonna be at the trillion.
Okay, Mike said, don't stop till you get enough. I guess that goes for everybody then, huh? So yeah, okay. So them your lay downs as far as your groundwork is concerned. So tell us a little bit about how you feel where R&B is going at this point.
I feel like it's trying to make a comeback. It's been dead for so long. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like a lot of the R&B that's been put out, it's no soul in it. It's just like a put together type thing. Like I need to hear people sing about what they actually been through, not what you think you've been through. What have you been through? Tell us.
So that what you consider to be the soul part of the R&B?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is real life stories. Like we need to hear how you relate to us.
Okay, give me one more thing about how you feel what's not in R&B in this day and time. Because based on who you just got through naming as your influences, you're heavy in the R&B and you know what they did as far as their background was concerned. So give us an idea of what's missing in R&B today.
What's missing is actuality. Like, give me the real. Like, you wasn't always rich. You wasn't always this person. So I want to hear about them times where you ain't had the need. I want to hear about them times where somebody broke your heart and how you overcame it. You know, type stuff. It's a lot of stuff right now that I feel is just made up just to make a hit.
You got some examples of what you feel like is made up just to make a hit?
Let's think about it. I think right now, like, the only people that I feel that can really give it the right way, I love Coco Jones.
Okay.
I love Fantasia. Those are examples of people that have done it. These other girls, I don't know what they're giving, but
I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me.
They're not giving.
Yeah, that's facts. And you know, to the young people out there, what do you got to say to them?
I just want them to, like I said, be authentically you. Whatever it is that you want to be, pursue it. Don't let nobody take you from what you are supposed to do. Don't let that be your mama, your daddy, nothing like that. Listen to them because it's your parents. But if this is your dream, do your thing.
Yeah, y'all heard what he said out there, ladies and gentlemen. And you got your kids out there, let them hear what he just said, because this lets you know that all our kids ain't lost. Give me some acapella. I need some on some acapella.
Okay,
because I want them to understand what we talking about when we talking about R&B. We know what soul is. and soul is R&B. And without that, if we can't hear the soul, it's not R&B. So give me something on the acapella side. Let's go.
When I had you, I treated you bad, and wrong I did, but since you went away, don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down, and I wonder who's loving you.
That boy can sing.
He can sing. He singing.
I said that boy can sing. That boy sang good. Y'all get y'all money together. Yeah, that boy sang good. That boy sang good. Now y'all hear that? See, I had to keep myself from reaching into my involved bag, because I know everybody who heard that song wanted to get into that part. I'm about to pull out the bag, and I ain't even a female, but I was about to go there like that. I'm just trying to tell y'all where I was going with it. All right? All right, hey, listen. I try to listen. When the soul hits you, the soul hits you. And you grow with the soul. That's what soul is all about. And he just gave y'all an example of what we talking about when we talking about R&B. Where's the soul? Because the soul is the thing that makes you go with it. When you hear it, you want to go with it. You don't just sit there and go, okay, that's nice. That's okay. All right. No, the soul make you want to roll with it. That's what we doing. We rolling with it. Ladies and gentlemen, I got Erie on the microphone. Y'all understand up-and-coming Chi-Town artists. And y'all know I know some artists because I went to school with most of them. Chi-Town legends up in here. Y'all better understand. I'm legendary on a whole lot of stands. Y'all already know for most of y'all that stay out west and some of y'all that live on the south side. Y'all know what it is. So, you know what I need? You know what I need? I'm gonna need to hit on that snippet real quick. Let's hear some of that and let's hear what it sounds like. Drop it like it's hot. Yeah.
That's nice.
Now y'all see that? That's what we talking about when we say R&B. What's the name of that song? That's
called On and On.
On and On? On and On?
On and on.
On and On.
That's what your love make it go
on it. Woo! Y'all better watch it. I know Nelly ain't in here, but it's getting hot in here. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm keeping it straight up, honey, with y'all. It's getting hot up here. Eerie. You gonna have to, hey, listen. Yeah. You know what? My friend Danny boy probably listen to this. Hey, D-boy, you heard that? Holla at your boy. We'll talk about it.
You can find me on Facebook, Erie Daniels, Instagram _Erie Daniels. You can find me as well on Twitter _Erie Daniels. All of my music is on iTunes, Apple Music, everywhere.
Okay. So you trying to get that move. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need y'all to support our Chi-Town artists because that's one thing that we need to start doing that we haven't been doing in a while. We need to start getting out there, supporting those that's trying to make their moves in the city of Chicago. Those who've been here all their life know it's like fighting through red tape every day. And if we don't start getting to a point where we holding on to these scissors and not cutting this red tape, we're going to still be in the same spot. You know what I'm saying? So let's start making and pushing toward these efforts to get our people out there the way they're supposed to be. Because before there was Kanye and all of them, there was many people that came before them and dropped stuff from this city that we still don't hold to the grades that they supposed to be held. So let's start getting to that point where we support our people. Ladies and gentlemen, give us a call at 773-591-1690 and tell us what you thought about Mr. Erie Daniels. Kicking that real old school stuff. Y'all don't know what it is.
Meanwhile, we send a shout out to
I ain't calling them sponsors, but we need to shout out to some folks that's putting up for some bills to be paid. So let's holler at them. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a second while I rewind on some stuff and talk about what's going on in this city.
Meanwhile, I'm sending a shout out to Creative Molding, a custom retail company that creates clothes, home decor, smoke essentials, and drinkware. You name it. You can follow her through my page, Morissetta Barksdale, at Facebook or Facebook, Instagram, or creativemold.com. Don't worry, I'll put that information up there for you to find it.
And ladies and gentlemen, for those that stay on the South Side, matter of fact, let's just talk about Chicago, period. Ladies and gentlemen, if you happen to be out by the South Shore and you need to go to the store, you need to lick up or whatever the case may be, head out and shop at the local market foods located at 21 East 71st Street in Chicago, South Shore. And it's for anybody that come out and visit, because I know a lot of y'all be heading out there to the lake and y'all forget some things, and local market is about as close as it get when it come to that. So y'all can go out there and y'all can get all the good barbecue stuff you might need to have. You get some drink if you need to. And if you don't feel like cooking, but you're out that way, hit the hot bar. The hot bar got some of everything. If you're on a diet, they got tons of salad. You want to eat something different, they got tons of different stuff from the wings on up. You name it, it's there. Catfish, you know it, it's all there. Hit the local market at 2101 Chicago's South Shore, 2101 East 71st. Local market, get there. Y'all heard about it. I know it ain't just me. But let's get back to the flavors. Let's get back in there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy G-Man, doing what he do best, like he always do. And so, Mr. Erie Daniels, we like to thank you for coming to see us, because one, you know, it's a whole thing that when we're trying to get these people to understand what the vibes is, they miss the cues of what the vibe is. The music, man, I can tell you right now from my own experience, it's always been like, as of late, mostly everybody sound the same. Yeah. Especially when it comes to the females. All of them sound the same, and they all talking about the same stuff. Half the time I can't even listen to this stuff. So yeah, you hit that vibe that need to be hit. Lay it down on them the way it's supposed to be laid down. So let's get into some more stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been sitting up here for the longest trying to stress things about what goes on in our entertainment world. And one of the things I keep coming across when it comes to our city, we don't get the credit that we duly deserve. You know, when we talk about the city of Chicago and what comes out of it, we got many good things that came out of here. Minnie Riperton came from here. But y'all don't talk about her. When y'all talk singers, y'all talk Whitney, you talk Shaka Khan, and actually Shaka Khan is from here too. You talking about a lot of greats, but I don't hear nobody talk about Minnie Riperton. When we talk rappers, they talk to female rappers, but they never mention our greatest two female rappers we got here. We got Shauna and we got the Brat that come from here. And I don't know how they try to act like that they couldn't bomb some of them chicks out there in the NYC. Yeah, I'm talking y'all NYC. Trust me when I tell you, I ain't scared of none of y'all. Y'all want to call us the second city, but I'm going to tell you right now, we second to none. Please believe that. Y'all better understand this shot time and this is what we do. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we got to start doing, we got to stop acting like these people don't exist and start holding them for what they are. We got Chi-Town legends that's coming out here. We got Chi-Town legends being created. Mr. Erie Daniels is a prime example of what I'm talking about when I say we got people being created. And if y'all don't start putting in what it's supposed to be put in when they come to the people that come from this city, we're going to be in the same exact spot. We're going to always be fighting for the same fight when we shouldn't have to because we already been there. So, city of Chicago, stand up. Like I just said, they call us the second city, but we second to none. Please believe that.
When we bring it to the table, we're connected dots throughout the city. You know, I'm tired of hearing the stigma of Chicago can't stick together. So, no, they're here to change that. My name is Morissette Burksville. And what I do is I consult the young people to the elders, and I connect dots from vendors to entertainers. That's what I do. So, yeah, I just did a selfish thought.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes this just got to be done that way. But, you know, it is what it is. We got to start supporting our people when it comes down to what we do. And we need to stop trying to be second to everybody and stop acting like we are not what we supposed to be. They call New York the first city. Nope, I beg to differ.
Can I say something?
Sure, go ahead, Eric.
And what I want to say is to our Chicago artists like myself, I want us to support each other without any motive. I want us to support each other because we all came from some type of struggle, regardless of what it is. But I want us to be humble about it.
Yep.
You know, we all came from a background. We're doing music for a reason. You know, let's support each other for the right reason, though. It's not to get on. It's to support each other because this is how we express ourselves.
Yes, indeed.
You are so old for 29.
Yeah, it's my mom and my dad.
I was just gonna say, you know, mom's got to have some flavor up in there.
My mom was a DJ, so.
Yeah, yeah.
I
See?
know, Mom. West Side.
Okay, so that's what it is. See, ladies and gentlemen, it goes all the way around. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when I say I'm Chicago, I'm Chicago. I don't root for a certain team. I don't root backwards from my team. I don't do none of that stuff because I'm born and raised in Chicago. We are known for entertainment in this city, but we don't get the credit. You talking about when they was doing Empire, making it sound like they was all from New York. They was actually shooting on the west side of Chicago, south side too. They've been all over this city, but nobody want to give us the credit. Everybody want to go, oh, well, Chicago, the second city. Like I said, second to none. And we need to start acting like that. So let me get into another topic.
And I got a few shots out to see before we get out of here.
Yeah, before I get into this next time, I'm gonna let Mo shout out to some folks.
Shout out to Morphin Beauty Sales. She sells shea butter products that enrich your natural beauty and stimulate your illuminate factor. From motherland to your hands, this product exists to enhance. You can find her at Morphin Beauty. Follow her on my page, Morissette Burksville, Facebook. I also got My Crown, My Glory, nut-free hair and skin products for women, men, and children with natural, relaxed hair. You can also find her on my page, My Crown, My Glory.
Then she just sound like she read the church monologue. Ladies and gentlemen, Pastor on Sunday, 29th, needs everybody to be at the same place at the same time, okay? We all need to be there to support the pastor.
Is owned by Dr. Nurse, who has made her mission to adorn women in homemade waist beads because of her personal experience with waist. Anyway, to make a long story short, you can find her information on my page once again, Morissette Burksville.
Did you say waist beads?
Yes.
They still doing that?
Oh, honey, let me tell you, she looks good. She monitors the beads. You know what I'm saying? And that in order to stand, and you got to watch your weight. She looks good, and I have to send a shout out to her.
Okay.
Can I put a couple shout outs?
Oh, go right ahead.
Let me give a shout out to y'all for having me. I really appreciate being here.
We appreciate you coming.
Being able to express myself. I also want to shout out my very good friend, Niecy J. Over here. She is
Niecy.
She does everything from hair to fashion coordinates, everything.
Fashion coordinator, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me stand up.
Yeah.
Girl.
I also want to shout out my family. My family have been my backbone the last year.
Right on.
I took a little year off with music, but they told me, you should look back at that studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate them.
Hey.
So
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
shout out to God for having me here and giving me the gift that I have.
That's right. Amen to that. We're about to have church up here, ladies and gentlemen. We'd have had the church coordinator speak already. She didn't. It sound like she got something else to say.
As one of Monty Mia makes homemade jewelry, incense, yummy beads. Oh, do you know about the yummy things? We'll talk about it later. Bath salt, smoked beads, blends, and she does readings. So you can also find her on my page, Morris Center Garden.
Did you say she do readings?
Oh, she's gifted. We have a lot of gifted people out here. And she is one.
Would she read palms?
Speaking of gifted, let me give y'all one more thing. June 9th, I am going to be participating in a fashion show called Code Red with this amazing photographer named Iron Sky.
Okay.
You can find him on Instagram, as well as Lucy J is also his fashion coordinator for that.
Okay.
And I'll be performing that. It's going to be a dope vibe. Y'all come on.
It sounds like it's going to be a dope vibe. See that now? You got any are you going to be singing at this event, or you just going to be modeling?
I'll be performing.
Oh, okay.
I might be doing both. You never know.
But see, I'm liking the glasses you wear. Tell me about those.
These are actually my own collection. The Scary Days eyewear.
Oh snap! If y'all ain't seen, y'all didn't hear him say it one more time, so the people in the cheap seats can hear.
Days eyewear. You can also find me on Instagram by that name.
The big faces too.
Yes. Because I got a big face too.
I got a huge face.
Body, but I got a big face.
I got a big pit bull face.
Hey, I
kind of hard to find glasses to fit my face. I had to, like, for me, I had to go to gas stations to find glasses because they ain't got nothing big enough for my face.
Come on over, we're gonna get you together.
See how it is. See, that's what we're supposed to do. Tie all the knots together, get it all together, support each other. Hey, it's incredible what you're doing. It's incredible what you're getting ready to do. I love the fact that you shout out to your family, because that's something we all need to do every now and then, because people seem to forget family is part of everything. No matter how much y'all struggle with family, family is family. Some people you just
and y'all get ready for the album.
Talk to me, because I'm excited about what you got going, because I heard what is the name of it? Because I love it.
It's called Come Back. That's gonna be my single. My album is coming out. It's gonna be here by Friday. Because I am a part of the LGBT community. I love my community. I feel like they need a voice, and I'm that voice for them.
Okay.
The perfect voice and the face.
Yes, and then album, the name of it is going to be called Breaking the Silence.
Breaking the Silence.
For so long, and I'm ready.
Found your voice.
I see a lot of layers in that right there.
Yes.
That was dope.
I see a lot of.
For my people that's being quiet and they're going through so much right now, and they can't even talk about it.
Yeah. That sounds like a great plan right there. That sounds great. Ladies and gentlemen, Erie Daniels, we'd like to thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having
and sharing your vision of what the world could be with good R&B. Because this stuff that they doing these days, I'm telling you, it's like socks. You know how it is when you go wash the socks and you have to sit there and pile them up and try to find the mates to go to it? That's how confusing it is right about now. Man, I'm telling you. And see, I'm deep like that. Call me the abyss, because I'm deep like that. Please believe it. Watch yourself. I had the WGO podcast primed and ready, but I kind of had an issue that went on. And while I'm before I talk about WGO, let me speak to that issue real quick. I lost my cousin Ernest a few days ago. And my cousin, he was one of my older cousins, and he saw things a lot different than what I did. But one of the things he always was able to do was help me unravel an answer that I was looking for. He was just being a big cousin, and a whole lot of other realities being a big brother too. I shout out to my family. My mom's, my aunt Trina, cousins Trina, all of my family out there. Ernest, I love you, man. I miss you. Just know you left a spot in this world, and it's shining bright. And hopefully we can take it and make it shine even harder. Rest in peace, cuz. Love you, man. So, okay. That was my delay for the time being, but WGO is getting ready to make its mark. And the thing that WGO is going to do, we're going to bring, just like we're doing here, we're going to bring it all to the forefront. The only difference is with WGO, gloves off, which means I can talk the way I want to really talk. But truth be told, that's what we need to start doing. Pretty much uncensored.
I'm an open book.
You see that? Please understand what this whole movement is about. And believe me when I tell y'all, this is definitely a movement. So all my Chi-Town legends, and I know y'all on my page, and I know y'all watching right now. Shauna, Crucial Conflict, Do or Die, all of y'all. Even, matter of fact, let me take that another step further. All my dance groups out there, Main Attraction, Youth by You, House of Maddox, Legends. This is what we created. This is the stuff we need to talk about. Because I'm tired of everybody trying to act like they came up with it first when we was already there from the get-go.
She said what?
Yeah, that's what somebody said. Somebody said that Beyonce created house music. Who? I ain't never seen none do. Well, that's something new right there. Yeah, but I want everybody to understand something. Chicago got some greats that came up out this city that was born and bred from this city. If everybody, like when they talk about Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan is the heartbeat of Chicago. How did Michael Jordan become the heartbeat of Chicago? Because he came to Chicago, he got himself in Chicago, and he took the spirit of Chicago. That's why he ain't left. That's why he don't want to leave, because this is what he feels like is home to him. If you invoke the spirit of Chicago, then guess what that says? That says you can survive anywhere. Because you better believe when we leave this city and we go anywhere, anybody who ain't from here but know people from Chicago can point us out in a heartbeat.
They're coming in here heavy.
Please believe it. But we gonna stop playing with this entertainment business when it comes down to it and start putting our people the way they supposed to be on the map. Yeah, before Kanye came along, you had Common, you had Twister, you had all these cats that came before that. And the bad part was when they was coming out, I can tell you because I was here for it all. When they was coming out, they didn't get the push like a New York would. Why? Because our own Chi-Town people was too busy tripping up over each other. Please understand what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. I've been here to see this city do what it do. I've seen the artists that came from this city and did what they did. I seen when they was trying to get up there. Trust me, before Twisted came out in them 2000s, them last parts of the 90s and 2000s, Twisted was already doing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break in a minute. And matter of fact, we're going to take it on up out of here. Let's do that. Because we didn't talk about all we're going to talk about for the day. But I'm going to leave y'all with a note. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, love all family. Some of them got problems, that's for sure, but don't give up on them, because that's the last thing they need for somebody to do is give up on them. Yeah, sometimes it hurts, but God put you there for a reason. And please believe he put you there to do just what you're supposed to do. And it ain't to turn you back on. Love family and pull them close. If you live here in this city of Chicago, embrace it. Open your arms, love it. Love what comes out of it. Don't be a part-time Chi-Town person. 1 second you're a fan of another team, but you're not a fan of all the teams. It is what it is. Peace, love. Dishing the G with G-Main and Mo. We out.